Okay, chain stitch rows. So a chain stitch rows is just filled with a spiral chain stitch. I like to do a center stitch because if I just have a circle, I get confused because like, well, where do I start? Okay, so if I start in this center, I don't know. It's probably silly. It's probably just a mental thing, but I like to have something to stitch around. So that's why I do it. It's optional. So I'm just going to do chain stitches. Now, I think the key for doing these successfully is really tiny chain stitches and relaxing your tension. Here you can see where I tried to have tighter tension. It's a very flat shape versus here there's a lot more depth. I think this is more successful as a rose. So that's what I prefer to do. So here I'm doing, I mean, that's a pretty small stitch, right? Especially at this beginning part, because I'm doing a very, very tight turn here, right? To get around this center point, I want to try to do, I mean, at least 3 stitches. If you can fit 4 stitches on that first spiral, I think that's a good place to start. So here I'm just going to be just like that. See how much slack there is there? That's a lot. All right, so then I'm going to come down. And if that's too much slack for you, if you're like, whoa, that's nuts, that's too loose, then you know, do whatever you want. This is just how I like to do it. Okay, I grabbed a little stray thread there. So if you want, you can kind of help tease stuff. That was number 2. I'm also trying to get really close here to that center guideline, or center French knot in this case, with some regretful threads poking through that I'm going to be continuously fighting, so I am going to cut them. Should have cut them from the back, but I can't see the back. All right, 3. And 4. So I'm going really close, right? I'm going really close to that knot if I can. Okay, and then now I'm on my second row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I can get 8 stitches. Maybe it doubles. I don't know. We'll see. So again, small stitches, loose tension, and a really tight spiral. So you can, when you come in to place your next stitch, I mean, you can really kind of like peek under here and get that needle way deep in there so that you have a really tight circle, and that builds up more stitches. The book I saw this in, they actually were doing it with ribbon, not thread like this. So they were able to get a lot of volume. So that's what I'm trying to recreate, is all that volume by keeping my tension super loose. All right, so to end, we would just tuck down here, but I'm going to show you one more thing on this one. So maybe, let's see if my floss is going to participate. Oh, yeah. Really? Right at the end too, huh? All right. Well, let me at least finish the rows. I swear, some of these, they just like pop out so nice, and other times it's just like, nope, this is your life now. We're gonna have a really tight knot right here, formed out of nothing. All right, so to finish, I'm just gonna tuck down here for my final anchor stitch, and there's my little rose. Obviously I didn't make it all the way to my guidelines, that was the intention, but I think you get the idea. It looks super cute. It looks kind of like a berry too, I think. But oh, here's a project where we did a bunch. This is the Blushing Blooms design, so it has, here's one chain stitch rose. That one looks a little more flat. That one looks a little more poofy. This one looks pretty poofy. But yeah, just an idea of how they look in an actual stitched pattern. I think they add like a nice contrast to the woven wheel rose, just to have another circular shape repeating in a pattern, but with a different kind of fill look to it. So, and you can exchange either of those, like swap them out if you're not a big woven wheel fan, use the chain stitch rose, and opposite as well. All right, have fun.